Hey everybody. God, my hair looks crazy right now. Welcome to another video. Hope you guys been enjoying the content on the channel as of late. Uh, just been doing more topic videos, just because it's got a lot on my mind. I don't know, there's not really much to watch right now. I'm waiting for next week because there's actually some movies coming out then that I'm very interested in seeing. And we might talk about some horror films in the future, just because this month is Halloween. So we might do some topic videos on that, just to just spice it up a little bit. Just not just do regular, uh, what is it? Just regular old topic videos. If you guys still like these videos, I mean, just let me know. Um, but I wanted to do a small video on Marvel. Um, right? Yeah, Marvel. I haven't talked about Marvel in a while, I think. Um, the last time I saw a Marvel related project, I believe, was Moon Knight. I saw like the first two episodes and then I gave up on it. Um, so it's been about since then, I want to say like 5 or 6 months now without Marvel in my life. I hear about it obviously when the movies come out, when a new TV show comes out. Um, so I hear things and um, I don't do videos on like certain announcements like you probably would have been expected if I did a video on like the Wolverine announcement. I was just like, okay. I mean, I don't personally want Hugh Jackman to return, but I guess money talks. Um, but yeah, like I just didn't really care. Um, Especially seeing how Marvel's going. Because after Endgame, funny story, when I went to see Endgame, um, my theater coincidentally was filled with people at my high school, so it was like pretty much, in a way, it was like rented out almost. Like everybody was there. Everyone that I knew mostly was in that theater, and there came a point in Endgame where I think it was when the girl said "I love you" 3,000. I don't know what it was, but right there, I knew the Iron Man would be dead at that point, and I made a noise in my row. I just went, "Oh," and my friend beside me goes, she just turns and she just goes, "Shut the fuck up." And I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "I know you know something. Just please be quiet." And I'm like, "I haven't seen the movie yet. It just came out." Sure enough, it happens. Um, but I also felt like the outlier. Like I felt like that was kind of it for me. And I feel like for a lot of people that was it. Endgame was the conclusion, wrapped up stuff. I didn't really love the movie too much. I mean, at that point, I was burnt out with Marvel. The peak for me was Civil War. That's me where was the peak, was Civil War. I thought that was the best that the MCU has done. Um, and after that, I just felt like you know, it's not terrible, but eventually it got annoying because every movie since then, since Civil War, just felt the same to me. It didn't feel like anything new or creative. It just felt like factory work at that point. We're just putting out the same product over and over and over again. And, um, recycling the same tones, the same feelings, and we're just putting on a new coat of paint or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's still the same thing. It just looks slightly different. It has a brand new character, like Ant Man, Black Panther, or whatever. And I just didn't care for that. Um, And I thought when we got to Endgame, I thought, you know what? This is a nice place to leave things. It's a nice place. It had a decent conclusion. Everyone's kind of got their little happy ending. We got a future ahead of them. Good to just leave it there. But they kept on going. They made another Spider Man movie, the Doctor Strange movie, they did this and that. And now it seems like a lot of people are facing fatigue with Marvel. It seems like nowadays there's been a lot of fatigue, a lot more vocal fatigue towards the Marvel properties. And I don't blame them. I really don't, because after Endgame, you'd be expecting them to set up the next big phase. What is that going to be? Who's going to be the next Thanos? Who's going to be this and that? We know, no, we knew it was going to. Or if you watched, if you watched certain things in the MCU like Loki or Doctor Strange, then you would know it's Kang. Um, but that's the problem. But back then with the Infinity Saga, every movie had something, at least something, if it was a post credit scene or whatever. They had something to contribute to the story. With this, it just feels like everything's just on its own. Black Widow just felt like its own thing. Shang-Chi just felt like its own thing. Um, and it's funny because I advocated for that. I wanted that when by the time Endgame came along. I was like, can't we just have like standalone stories, you know? And now we have that, but I feel like it's just too late, you know? I feel like if so you've been committed to, like, for this idea for the past 14 years, for you to now just change after that, it just feels a little odd. And it doesn't feel like a smooth transition. And it also represents that, in my opinion, the company never really did have a plan post Endgame, because people were like swear up and down. They're like, oh no, they have these 20-year long plans. They know what they're doing. No, they don't. I mean, like, I think Kevin Feige, I think he said that this phase is just about setting up characters, which is, in my opinion, a nice way of saying that, look, we don't know where this shit's going just yet, so we need time to let's just set up stuff so that just give us time to figure this all out. Because this saga I heard, is just 2 or 3 years old. It's gonna end in 2020, what, 2026? That's pretty young. I mean, Infinity Saga lasted for what, 13 years? So now it's like half that. And they just throw movies up there now. Oh yeah, we have a Fantastic Four movie coming. Oh yeah, we have a Deadpool movie coming. Oh yeah, right, we got that fucking Ant-Man movie coming out too. Oh yeah, shit. And we also have this movie coming out. Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't feel like an organic flow like they used to. Where all the movies felt like there was a purpose to them. You know, it just feels like now, like, okay, we're just gonna throw movies here, or there, there. And the biggest killer for me was the quality. They just feel all the fucking same. They feel soft. They feel just very kid oriented. Like with Moon Knight, they were like, I remember some people saying like, oh, it got a little violent on Moon Knight. No, it didn't. They're just panning away from the violence almost all the time. And the only outlier in all this is going to be Deadpool, because it's Deadpool. I mean, you're not gonna. I mean, and also it's made Deadpool was a proven financial success. Believe me, if Deadpool bombed at the box office and they wanted to bring Deadpool back, it would be PG-13. They absolutely would want to be PG-13. But since it made all that profit and made all that money at an R rating, and cultivated and created a huge fan base, they're not gonna fuck around with that. Um, but you go where the money's at. You don't just you don't go against that. So, but they had an opportunity to bring me back. They had an opportunity to bring me back with Daredevil. I loved the Daredevil show. I really did. I really liked the Daredevil show. Um, I think that it has really cool choreography. I like the tone. I like that it's street level, right? So it's not some end of the world type situation or whatever bullshit they wanted to put. It's just a low level character. And it's about the character, it's about their circumstances. It's not about a huge creature or some fucking rocks. It's not about anything like that. It's just small, contained. It has a few characters running around, and I like that. I like that. And I think all 3 seasons are good. I liked all 3 seasons. Um, so when Daredevil was coming into the MCU, at first I was like, oh, interesting. But then it hit me. I was like, the MCU now. I don't know. I don't know. It seems a little suspicious to me. So then we started hearing more about it. We heard that Daredevil would then get his own show, and I was just like, okay, well, let me see how they portray him, and perhaps maybe dip my toes back in a little bit. I see the little She-Hulk thing that he did. No, I'm good. His suit looks ridiculous. It looks like mustard. I think they said that on the show, but still, it looks ridiculous. I don't care if it's comic accurate or not. It looks ridiculous. Um, and like, I don't like how they've been leaning towards this more kid-friendly comedy type. I know there's always been comedy in the MCU, but it feels like now they're leaning more harder onto it, looking for a lighter vibe, you know. And again, that doesn't. There feels like a lack of direction. Where are we going? Where is this all leading to? You know, and it just doesn't feel like there's any roadmap really. The only things that I would say that, as far as I know, because I stopped after Doctor Strange, as far as I know, the things that matter in the MCU right now is Loki, the Spider-Man movie, and the Doctor Strange movie. That's it. That's all you need to watch. That's really it. And then I mean, I would say WandaVision too, but you can sum that up in a sentence. So, but because that's the other problem too. A lot of these properties, a lot of these shows, you can sum up in just a sentence or two. WandaVision, Wanda becomes a Scarlet Witch. Boom. Falcon and Winter Soldier. Sam Wilson becomes Captain America. Boom. She-Hulk. Hulk has boobs now. Good. Um, uh, fuck. What else? Uh, Moon Knight, basically like kind of like the Wolfman almost, with a cape. Uh, like it's not that complex. It's not that intriguing, you know. It doesn't have as much interest as it really used to. I really think 2016, 2017, that little years right there. I thought that was to me where the MCU was really thriving with Civil War and all that. But now it's just been on a decline. And I feel like a lot of fans are now starting to take notice. But the question of this video, well, would I ever return to Marvel? Would I ever go back to watching these movies? And the answer right now is just no. They have no interest to change. Because for one thing, they know that they make a ton of money regardless. They make a ton of money just being the way they are. Let me rephrase what I just said. Like, they make a whole lot of money sticking to their roots. They're sticking to what they have built up for the past like 13, 14 years, being kid friendly, comical, maybe throwing a little sincerity once in a while, and that's it. But most of all, it's acting like a theme park attraction. It's just being that roller coaster that people are looking for, because that's what people go to the theater for. People talk all sorts of things like, "Oh no, we'll support the indies," or "We'll do this and that." No, you don't. Have any of you seen Vortex? I'm gonna say no. Maybe one or two of you, but I'm pretty sure that majority of you don't even know what I'm talking about. Um, have you seen Hit the Road, Mad God? Like these really fascinating indies. I haven't seen Mad God, but it looks fucking amazing. Um, like these sorts of little small projects. Resurrection, which I really liked. Um, After Yang, which I really liked. Um, like to me, it's just like the majority that people the things that people go to the most when they go to a theater is those splash things, like just the big visuals, the people flying around and crazy shit. They want action. They want things to literally move at a certain pace, and that's in the vein of superhero movies and horror films. That's why these types of movies make all the money, because they're theme park attractions. They're roller coaster rides. They have a momentum that audiences tend to love more because it makes them it doesn't require them to think too much. It doesn't require them to have meaningful conversations. All it requires them to do is literally doing what I'm doing. Just sit back and let a couple of images just bounce around for a little while. That's it. That's it. That's what people want. And I personally want an art exhibit when I go to a movie theater. I'm not in for uh, I'm not in for a theme park attraction. It's just not really my thing. Sometimes it could be interesting. Sometimes I dip my toes back into it every once in a while. I did the Woman King recently, which I consider to be part of that mainstream culture, and you saw my thoughts on that. So, um, but yeah, I don't think that I'll return to Marvel. I really don't. I think that just before I end the video, I will be seeing Black Panther, but I'm not seeing it because of the MCU. I'm not seeing it because of this or that. I'm seeing it purely because I want to see how they make that transition between the first film and the second film. I want to see like how that's going to work. It's probably not going to, but I want to see how that transition looks, you know? And that's really it, you know? I don't care for where they go after that. I don't care, like I probably wouldn't watch Black Panther 3 if that's a thing. Like, you know, it's not in that I care for the characters or care for the circumstance or care for the world at large surrounding Black Panther. I don't care for Wakanda or anything like that. I just care for a story. Like, how do we go from Chadwick Boseman to to Letitia Wright? How do we make that transition? How does that look like? Or what does that look like, you know? And that's what's making me go see it. Um, so But in terms of MCU enjoyment, in terms of caring for this universe, and in terms of just finding stuff to hold on to, I'm just kind of lost with it, to be honest with you. I don't really care, you know. And I'm starting to see that a lot of other people don't care. And to those who are attacking people because of an opinion, I mean, it's just like, I mean, guys, it's just an opinion. I mean, everyone's allowed to have their opinion on stuff. Like, you know, I have a lot of opinions about lots of other things, you know, not just movie related. And I'll tell you that, um, you know, some of the values or some of the views I have are not the popular ways of thinking, you know, and like my mentality is I don't care, you know, I really don't care. Okay, like just keep talking and say your shit. And to the people who talk shit to you, they're just insecure about their own selves. Nah, they don't. They just want to attack people just because, you know, they don't feel good about their own selves. You know. So yeah, but yeah. This was a long video. I did not mean to make this video this long, but yeah. I will see Black Panther, not for any reasons that contribute to the MCU. Um, but after that, I'm gone. I'm gone. I haven't watched She-Hulk yet. Don't give a shit about that. Um, I don't care about anything else that's coming out. Um, Here's another thing too. If the MCU does really matter, remember how they made a big deal about the slates, the schedules? They all have to come out at a certain way in a certain path because this information gets passed on to this and that. Funny how now all the dates can just like shift. Like Black Widow can come out before this, and this thing can come out after that. If there really is a plan, then why is it that everything can just be rearranged and nothing bad really happens? That's because there isn't a plan. It's just like right now what they're doing, right, like what Marvel's doing right now is trying to figure out what that plan looks like, you know? That's why this saga is coming to an end real close because they're just like, oh, we didn't really think this through too much. Let's just wrap it up. And then the next phase, I actually think that the next phase will be longer because they would have had at that point 4 or 5 years to figure out what the next adventure would be. Right now, this is just a stopping point. It's just let's just dump a bunch of characters, throw them up in this one little circumstance, like, and that's it, you know. And meanwhile, we'll figure out what the real story is going to be, you know. We'll figure that out, you know. So Yeah. So yeah, I know I sound a little bit cynical, a little bit snarky, but I hate when I see like Marvel fanboys like taking the piss, like they'll just take whatever Marvel get takes them. They don't try to understand the other side of things. Um, but I also just am just kind of burnt out with the whole mainstream culture. Marvel, DC, Star Wars. I just don't care for any of it because it all blends together. There's no distinction between the two or between the three. I don't care. I really don't care. That's why I support indies. That's why I go seek out these types of movies. I don't I don't really have a passion to watch the next Avengers movie or the next Star Wars movie or what happens to Batman next. I don't really care for that stuff anymore. If you do, go right ahead, you know? Um, but if you don't, you shouldn't be penalized for it. I've seen people online attack people for that sort of thing, and it's just silly. It's just movies, guys. I mean, seriously. Um, and also, it's just an opinion. Like when I talk about politics with my friend, I always remind him it's like, look, I'm just your average schmuck, I'm just a pale fucking white boy who goes to the beach and surfs and then comes back and talks about movies. That's my life. I'm not changing the fucking world with my opinion, okay? But I am allowed to have an opinion, so um, just a little respect, you know, a little respect um, within some of these communities. I think would be or these fan bases. I think would be nice because I've been seeing some people be a little what is it, nonsensical, you know, just being a little silly also. But yeah, but yeah, that's my thoughts on Marvel. I just kind of over it. So, but you guys let me know. Are you guys still on the whole Marvel train? Do you guys think that it's kind of are you guys kind of getting burnt out on it? Are you guys still on it? Do you guys still love it? You guys let me know. And that's it. That's it for this video. We'll probably have another topic video. Maybe yeah, maybe the next video, maybe another topic video or a movie review. We'll see what happens. That's what I love about this channel is that it's always a mystery for me as well. I don't know what the next video will be. I have ideas, but you know we'll see. But thank you guys for watching, and yeah, that's it. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Stay safe, wear your mask, wash your hands, and we'll get through this together, guys. Thank you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next video.